Okay, good morning. It is Tuesday the 18th of December and I normally don't start out doing Raspberry Pi videos like this, but I'd rather you see my ugly ass face than my messy ass house. Today I have, well, it's coming up to 9:30. I have until 3:30 to do a build. So I'm going to do a build in one day. Not something I've done before, and not something I'd like to do, but I'll explain to you why. Alright, I'm just going to whip you around and then you'll see the table. Okay, here's everything I'm going to need for today. Basically, this is the last one I did, and it's done. Oh, hello. Why are you so wonky? There you go. That's the little mini arcade machine I've done. I'm actually going to be doing this at the same time. Focus up now. There we go. I'm actually going to be doing this at the same time. It's going to be plugged into the TV, and I'm actually going to be sorting ROMs and getting box art and doing loads of stuff with that at the same time as this. This is why the wireless keyboard and mouse is plugged in there. So, this is doing, essentially. Almost done. All it needs is an SD card. The SD card I'm using in that is the one from the Janus Pi down here. My dual switching Raspberry Pi 3B with the fan and stuff. So that memory card from in here is in there at the minute. I have to build another Raspberry Pi today. Why do I only have 6 hours? Well, the Royal Mail, being amazing as they are, when I ordered from the Pi Hut on the 28th of the 11th, this turned up the other day. Remember I said it's the 18th of December, so kind of explains where we are. This is the leftover case. I actually ordered this case to be this arcade machine. You can see that this arcade machine here, I know it doesn't look like it, but it started off life as this, or one of these. Although they sent me a white one instead of a clear one. The only clear bit I needed was this bit here, the bit that's actually missing, because that was the, you can barely see it, it's that clear. That was the marquee. So I cut the top of this off and made that the marquee, so that when you flick this switch here, the marquee lights up. Okay, so when it's plugged in, obviously. So this is the leftover box. So with this leftover box, I have this. I have the front of the white case, which was this one, which I never actually needed. So I have a complete front case. I need to build another one of these units. And I have today to do it. Now, it's another gift, it's not for me, and it's all going to be done with hand tools. I'm going to use no power tools as per usual. Same as that, same as that, same as that, same as the flux capacitor. Everything is built with hand tools. And I'm building something I have no reference points for. The flux capacitor, I knew what that looked like. This, I know what that looks like. I am building one of these, which is clearly the Tardis from Doctor Who. Now, I haven't watched Doctor Who since the 80s. Like Sylvester McCoy was the Doctor Who that I watched. And the only reason I watched that was because of his assistant Ace, who was like my #1 fancy. I loved Ace. Anyway, I wouldn't watch Doctor Who up until that point because I was actually scared of the Cybermen. I used to hide behind the sofa. Anyway, never mind about that. So, I am building one of these today from this. Now, you can obviously see the corners are rounded. How am I going to deal with that? Well, I've got another piece of, it's actually a phone case that I'm going to cut and put on top. So that's going to be glued on top of there. Pi is going to go inside as per usual. Heatsink is going to go here. I'm going to wire up the light bulb on top with this light bulb here, with this hole here. So I'm going to drill a hole here, put a light bulb in the top. That will be the drive light. So the drive light that's behind here will actually be the drive light on top of here. And the switch that works the marquee up here, I've actually got some little switch. Focus up now, come on. There you go. I've actually got some little switches. You're not going to do it? No? There you go. I've actually got some little switches, and I'm just going to put one on top, and those switches will light up the behind here. I shall actually illuminate the inside so they'll glow bright or brighter. It look like someone's inside, basically. This picture I've done again on birthday card because I like to keep my costs down. So this birthday card is 100% to scale. I have already done the measurements. Because of that, I do not need to measure twice. All I need to do is cut this out and use it as a stencil because it's rigid card. Perfect, that should save some time. Soldering iron, knives, paint. Went into a car paint shop, found this. This is just standard, DIY shop actually. Standard craft paint. This is about, I reckon that's close enough. I mean, it might not be, you know, perfect, but it's going to be, yeah, close enough. So it'll be the right colour. I'm obviously going to print out the police warning signs here, and a St John's ambulance sticker goes there, and the police box sign will all be done with the printer, same as that. Okay, lastly, I'm not going to have time to solder in a new USB port, and that's the problem. See, this one sits on its base, so I had to put a new USB port in the side, because as you can see, there isn't one, usually. As far as I remember, the Tardis can fly, right? So what if, to get to the USB ports, which are underneath, how about I take the Tardis, which will be this box here, and using the two screws that there's a screw port here and a screw port here, so one here, one here. I use those to drill into Kenneth's wall to fix the flux capacitor to the wall. What if I just take a piece of acrylic and mount it to the piece of acrylic like this, and then the piece of acrylic runs down to a circular base, and then to use the USB ports underneath, you can just literally go in and plug something in underneath, like one of these. So I need to build a base and a stand for this. Right, so, time's ticking. How much? I've got through another 3 minutes before I've got to get started. Got all my components in here. I've got a little blue switch down here. Oh, yeah, you're going to focus? All right, take my word for it. There you go. There's a blue switch in there. So that blue switch is going to be tucked behind here. You click the blue switch, and that was it, be on there. Now, I did think of when I made the stand and the pedestal, I did think, well, what if I put the switch on the bottom? I could run a wire down it and put the switch at the bottom. But if she ever wants to take it off the stand with a few screws, it will be wired in. So I'm actually going to leave the switch on the top on this side and the button on the top on this side, the on and off button and the light switch up here, purely because then it can be removed. If she ever doesn't want to use it, just put it to one side. But having a wire run down, then press the button for to the lights and the on and off button, not a problem. But I'm not going to do that today. Not to save time, purely for future proofing. Now, this video, again, 18th of December today, Tuesday the 18th. This video is not going to go up until after Christmas. The reason I'm in a rush, this is for my daughter's girlfriend, and she is way into Doctor Who. So not only do I have to make something I'm not familiar with, and paint it, and build it, and code it, while fixing that one at the same time, and spray painting it, and gluing it, and making sure it works. I've got to do all of that in 6 hours, almost to the minute. Wish me luck. Peace.